So, following the heartbreaking loss the Ravens suffered against the Chiefs, they now lose their defensive coordinator, Mike McDonald. John Harbaugh still expects the defense to be elite with new defensive coordinator Zach Orr, who was previously the outside linebackers coach. I actually didn't know this, but he actually played for the Ravens in 2014 and 2016 as a linebacker. I don't remember him at all, but that's pretty cool. No one really knows if he's going to be any good unless you're actually in the building, in the Ravens organization. No fans know, no experts know. This is a jump for him, so time will tell if the defense remains elite. I'm sure it will, just because the Ravens as a whole is a defensive culture built on their defense. And just if you look back in the past 20 years, it's rare to find a team that did not have an elite defense. That is pretty cool, though, how he was an ex-player for the Ravens, and I honestly think the defense will remain good. All the guys love playing for players turned into coaches just because they know how to communicate with the players a lot better, and it's usually a guy you want to run through a brick wall for, so I got faith in him. But the main issue is currently the Ravens have 20 free agents upcoming for this offseason. Now, that is a crazy, crazy big number. Starting with Patrick Queen. Yes, Patrick Queen is a free agent, and they have to pay him because he's been a stud there for the past 2 years. Him and Roquan Smith are just an elite duo. So I think him coming back is the number one priority for the Ravens for this offseason. Secondly, Matabuke is a free agent. He got like 12, 13 sacks, so a huge key piece for the Ravens if they want to continue their dominance defensively. And Clowney is a free agent. I thought he had a pretty good year, a resurgence year, a leader on that defense. I think if they really want to be competitive, make a deep playoff run, whatever they want to call it, they got to get his ass back, straight up. Lastly, Kyle Van Noy is a free agent. Again, another veteran presence on that defense. I think you could probably get him for pretty cheap, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Not really a lot of options. He's been around. Solid guy. Obviously way past his prime. Shout out to him on the Patriots. Man, he was an elite linebacker back in the day. I don't know, man, if anyone recalls the 2019 Patriots team on that defense when they played the Rams. Just an elite defense. Fun to watch. Old school ball. Old school. But yeah, shout out to him. Offensively, you got OBJ. OBJ was, I don't know, he was serviceable, I guess, this past year for the Ravens. Honestly, his week-to-week kind of output was just 2 catches, and though they were 2 critical catches for pretty much every game, he wasn't really living up to that $15 million contract. So he'll probably walk unless he wants to take a discount, but he won't take a discount because he's OBJ, still riding off the coattails of what he did 10 years ago. Fair play to him. You got an ego, you got a brand, you do you, bro. But yeah, he's probably not going to come back for a discount. So if I were a Ravens fan, I'd say thank you, OBJ. Thank you for your service. Sorry we didn't get a ring. Good luck to whoever pays you. Other offensive free agents, Zeitler and Simpson, 2 linemen that started every game this year for the Ravens. So, the Ravens were an elite running team. So those are 2 guys you probably want to bring back. When it comes to the O-line, consistency, rolling with the same 5 guys is really critical, and it's pretty rare the season to season, team to team. So if you could hold on to the same 5 guys that have good chemistry, work together, like each other, I think that's important. So I think getting those 2 dudes back should be up there on the priority list. Two other offensive weapons, Nelson Aguilara, Eagles legend, and Devin Duvernay. Devin Duvernay has shown some flashes in the past, but they'll probably just let him walk unless, it's the veteran minimum. Nelson actually had some big moments too for the Ravens. Again, kind of like a similar output to OBJ, a few catches a game, but he's still got some juice left in the tank. A week to week gas tank? No, probably not. And yes, way past his prime. Shout out to his Eagles days. But I think the Ravens are good when it comes to wide receiver, which I will touch on later in this video. But I think a huge piece that's a free agent this year is Gus Edwards. Gus obviously had a great year, 13 touchdowns. He wasn't as efficient when outside of the red zone. He wasn't as efficient with only 810 yards on the ground, but still, whenever it was a goal line situation, they fed him and he delivered. So I think with their current RB situation, they signed Delvin Cook. He had a few big runs against the Texans, got nothing against the Chiefs. I just think that running back room is pretty bare. You still got Justice Hill. Justice Hill is decent. I think he's decent, but you definitely need to add some pieces. I don't know what the market will be for Gus, because it's interesting. We saw what happened with Jamal Williams last year. Led the league in touchdowns. Got a little bag with the Saints, and then he literally scored only one touchdown this past year because of Jameis Winston. Such a great teammate. Maybe not a great guy off the field, but he's a great teammate. Anyways, Gus Edwards is a free agent, and say what you want, but he was really efficient for the Ravens this past year, so that's a big piece, honestly. That's a big piece. J.K. Dobbins, injury-prone yet talented back. Really hard to give a fair assessment of his NFL career so far, but he's also a free agent. I highly doubt they re-sign him. Again, league minimum possibility, but I just don't like the running back room for the Ravens as of today. Who knows? They could hit on some draft picks. Ravens have good scouts, man. They draft well. It's a good franchise, respectable franchise, consistent franchise. So regardless, 20 free agents. They have a lot of decisions to make, a lot of tough ones, but one non-negotiable is obviously Patrick Queen. They have to get him back. Have to. So, Ravens fans, what do you think? Should they let Gus Edwards walk? Should they re-sign OBJ? What should they do with the two linemen? Who do you think they should sign? Who do you think they should sign with the limited cap space that they would have remaining after re-signing their guys? Let me know what y'all think. That's all I got. Peace.
The Chargers back on the field with their offense now. They've scored on each of their last two drives and have to be feeling pretty confident right now at the start of this one.
Yeah, it is amazing what the mind can do sometimes on the football field. You go out there and you score, and you feel like nothing can stop you. So it would not be surprising.